Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Female Voices Life and Loss with Wayna and Teresa Reiniger. I took her
I'm
word
here.
and we are so excited. We have Lora Cheadle with us, and she has been in her many journeys an attorney, a mom, a dancer, and a coach. And so she is going to share with us her journey. How did she get all these titles? That's one thing
I wanna
about.
know that for sure.
And just tell us how, we can bounce back, how we can take care of ourselves and, some self-esteem, some empowering. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you.
We're excited for you to be here. It's been quite a challenge for us to get started today. So we won't share all of our challenges and our difficulties, but we're glad that you're here and we're glad we've hit record.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Laura, you have worn many hats,
Yeah.
but you've said none of these roles prepare you for the loss you experience.
No.
Share what it was like when you first discovered your husband's betrayal. So that's one thing. I'm gonna set that to a side for 1 second and just tell us a little bit more that's not in that title.
Think like so many of us, we have this idea about how our life is gonna turn out. You know what I mean? And it's like you go to school and you prepare for things and you think, well, if I'm doing it right, then I'm gonna get rewarded. Life just doesn't really work out that way.
Right.
And that that is challenging in and of itself. Just dealing with the inevitable regular ups and downs of life. That's hard enough. But I think when you throw in some of these biggies, some
Mhm.
of the different losses, in my case, infidelity, it really takes it to a whole different level. And for me, it really caused me to question who who I was if life was fair. Like,
Mm.
if this could happen to me after I tried so hard and I got the grades and I sacrificed myself and I took care, so if this can happen to me, my
Mhm.
gosh, I'm not even safe. It can happen to anybody, and why bother trying?
I am with you, and
Mhm.
I have been on both sides of that thing. So,
Yeah,
this is gonna be a heated conversation.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, can you share what it was like when you first discovered this betrayal? Like, how did that happen? Were we just going along, life was great, and just blindsided out of the blue?
Pretty
Or was
much.
it those small things that we missed?
It was pretty much a blindsided out of the blue. In hindsight, as with so many different things, you can kind of look back and you can see things through a different lens. But really, here was my life. I was
Mhm,
a corporate attorney.
mhm.
I loved it. But after having 2 kids, aging grandparents, a husband who got a job out of state and was gone 2 weeks out of every month,
Oof.
it just started snowballing and it was too much. So I stepped away from my corporate career. I had loved dancing and fitness when I was a kid. And
Mhm.
I thought, you know what? This is the great opportunity for me. I'm going to go into wellness. I'm going to personal. I'm going to learn hypnotherapy, meditation. I'm going to do like this whole holistic wellness thing. And it's going to be this amazing, perfect mom job that I can work around my family and I can still get all this, blah, blah, blah. So I'm leaning into that. I'm thinking I'm pretty amazing. I'm thinking I have a really solid relationship. I'm thinking everything is on the up and up. My youngest is about to graduate from high school.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be good. I'm finally going to be free. I can travel with my husband. We can have so much fun. Yeah.
Mm.
I find, yeah, oops, a series of things. First, it's a very flirty text with one woman. It kinda gets explained. You know how sometimes you just things roll and you don't really realize they're rolling, and I was just flirting, and it was just this Instagram, social media thing. It's not something I know.
Yeah.
Okay, understandable, not okay, but I get it, so we can move on. Then yeah, then it becomes the financial planner secretary is texting you at night? Why does that even make sense?
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Then it becomes the
Explain that
control.
away. Did he explain?
that became, she's young, she's a single mom, she's enamored with me, I'm older, I have a portfolio. She's just really wanting guidance. She's just really wanting connection. I'm like,
Yeah, and you're how'd you
you know, at first, I'm willing to listen because it doesn't make sense. We have a great life. Why would you be truly dinking around with this single mom who, like, why would you even do that?
answer a few, but I could put that together,
Yeah, yeah, but, but in the moment, you're like, "H how and why, and this doesn't."
No, I would have been
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, okay.
yeah. So, he tries to
Be at the office tomorrow so we can all discuss."
yeah, exactly. So, he tries to explain that one away, and it doesn't really work. So then that's his first confession. Yes, I
This is when you did that, Laura, he never started with accountability, though. So
no, no, no.
that's what leads me to be like, "There's foolishness behind this."
Yeah, yes.
The first thing wasn't he saw the text, "Babe, I can't believe she's texting me. Imma let her know this is inappropriate."
No. No, 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 no. Yeah. No, it's gonna explain the whole thing away. Yeah. So
Mm.
yeah, then it becomes, I mean, all the excuses. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I thought you were cheating on me, so I was gonna go do this because I wait, what? None of this starts making sense. So
I'm
now
with you.
I start investigating because I'm like, what the heck is really going on here? This was the bombshell.
Okay.
I go to his sent items in his email.
Mm.
I
Mhm.
found an email from 14 years earlier. Oh, yeah, from a woman saying, "Our 1-year anniversary is coming up."
Mm.
What?
It's so hurt, but I have a story to go with that. Go ahead. Yeah, let's
Yeah, that's the place of complete and utter devastation because that means this has been going on for 15 years. My kids are 18 and 20. That's pretty much their whole life. What am I doing? How did I not know? I'm doing all of these things for us, for the family, to build our retirement. My whole reality is not my reality. I couldn't grasp that. I was in shock for the longest period of time. Plus, holidays, events, anniversaries, all these fun things. You're with other people?
Mm.
Woo. Mm, that
Mm.
stings right there. That
Mm.
stings.
Mm.
It was
Wow.
awful.
Wow. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. As mothers and women, we sacrifice so much for the greater good.
My
We sacrifice so much. Tell me a little bit about that. So just realizing that my husband's been living a double life. I don't know how he had
Yeah.
energy for this.
yeah, yeah,
And so that's every week, 2 weeks I'm by myself and you're just
yeah.
thinking of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I'm at home, I'm putting on the happy face even when I don't feel like it. I'm doing, bath time when they're young, piano, soccer, homework, food, shopping, cooking, clean, like, you name
And you're a
it.
single parent. You're a
I'm a
married single parent.
total single parent. I mean, yes, money is coming in, but still, I'm a single parent. And because I'm at home, I'm also doing all the coupon clipping and all of the things to try to save money because now we're really on one income because my job is just the supplementary. And then I don't have a retirement now because I gave it up for you. And you're doing this?
Here you preaching to the
Mm.
choir right here.
Yeah. And why am I lonely? Like, think how lonely we get. I'm sitting here being lonely and thinking, "It's okay, I can do it, I can call a friend." Really?
Mm.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I am with you. I experienced a lot of those red flags in my first marriage as well. Just seeing like instant messages from him chit chatting. He wasn't, it was more of emotional where he wanted somebody to pat him on the head. You're doing
Yes.
great. To my surprise, those ladies was like, you need to go talk to your wife.
Good for
Oh,
them.
No,
Good
you
for
know what
them.
I'm saying? So they were like, "I don't wanna hear about your marital problems, like, go talk to your wife about that," and he tried 3 different females, and they all were like, "No, thank you." Yeah.
Wow. Go women. Good job.
I looked at him like
Yeah.
jerk, but I was so they were just like, like they tried to pacify like a coworker, like, okay, okay. And then they kept going. They were like, look, I don't want to be involved.
Good
Go.
for
Wow.
them.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
what that trend continued though. We were only married for 4 years, together 6, but that trend continued from job to job. Now he's friends with this person, that person. The funniest thing happened. So another funny thing happened. He's chit-chatting with a chick at work. I guess the chick is at work is talented. I think we're all gonna know what that means. With his friend, because she's dating his friend or whatever. So friend is telling him all the things that they're doing. She's cheating on her baby daddy, mind you, with his friend because she's mad. It's a whole thing. And so the maybe she goes back to baby daddy. And so now him and her are chit-chatting and he's dropping little nuggets like, hey, beautiful. Now, this woman wasn't the most attractive. I'm gonna say that up front. Just a lot of acne and things like that. And so I see the text and I'm like, no, I don't even see it. I don't see it. Her baby daddy calls him. It cusses him out.
Good for him.
Right. And then he comes to me. I just be playing with her. We're friends and this and this. I said, so somebody else's baby daddy had to call you and you got a wife at home.
Mm.
And at the same time, he had just got put on probation at a new job because chit-chatting too much in training with another lady who felt he was harassing her. It was all in the same time. I was like, he's like, I told her I'm not harassing her. I got a wife at home. I got a beautiful wife at home. I'm not checking on this lady. I said, but you're supposed to be at work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said, you know what? When I get ready to go, it's not because I tracked your phone or tracked your car it's how you're treating me in this house. And when I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So sorry,
Good for you.
I got on my soapbox. But yeah, she's crazy. It's crazy.
My goodness.
All right, all right. Let's talk about this loss that you experienced of losing yourself. How did that look? How did that transform? And I'm sorry, Teresa, if I'm not including you on some of.
No, it's okay. I am getting well educated. I've been married for 46 and a half years, so I don't
Girl, that's beautiful.
understand all of that. And so I'm getting an education, and I do work with women though that are experiencing loss, that are going through separation and divorce. So I've heard things, I just haven't personally experienced it. So I'm listening, fully attentive listening here to learn.
It really is like a death, though. It really is.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really is. Even if you are, and I'll speak when we get to that part about the reunion and, and how the healing transpired. I could definitely join in that, aspect as well. But just tell us a little bit about how that looked, when how did you finally realize I lost myself while tripping off this guy? you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It was so hard because and this is typical for people in an infidelity situation too, I internalized it. It wasn't because it's so hard to assimilate because we had a good relationship. We laughed, we had fun, we did things like we were loving and kind and supportive. We had, you know what I mean? It's like all the pieces were there. It wasn't one of those situations where it'd be like, well, this makes sense because we haven't had sex for 6 years. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing there that would have made any sense. So my reaction was, what am I doing wrong?
Mhm.
How
Mm.
how can I be so stupid? How can I be so ugly? How can I be so incompetent that our whole time he couldn't even stand me?
Mm.
So that's what was so awful about it. And then, again, I hate being judgmental, but the other women were really nasty and
We do
Mm.
not
really,
support each other. That's why this stuff continues to happen at such a high rate.
yeah.
We gotta
And
support each other.
And then I would look at like what the long-term affair, she was morbidly obese and she lived in a trailer. And again, like it's not about being judgy, it's not
No, I'm
about
not
weight,
either.
it's not about, but
Yeah.
it would be like, yeah, my brain said, I can't even rise to that level. I must be so much less than that 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 would be appealing to him. Oh my God, who am
Mm.
I? And I'm not even worthy of living.
I would offer a alternative to that, meaning
Oh, yeah.
she probably was super, super grateful with anything he gave her. And
Yeah.
she
Mhm.
I'm sure, because my husband is from a similar situation, and prior to
Mhm.
him meeting me, so she probably
Yes,
he was
and
the
that's
king,
part
he
of
was
it.
the prize, he was everything.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I'm living a real life with real problems and real kids and real aging parents and real money issues and like all the real life things. So no,
Mhm.
all of our interactions are, oh my gosh, you're so amazing to me.
I'm
And
with you.
all of their interactions were this gratitude, this validation, this he could do no wrong because in 15 years they only saw each other
Surprise.
7 times and it was a texting relationship.
Mm,
So no, that's not real. And of course, it made him feel great because she could fake it.
as so many women do.
Yes.
Okay, okay, so when thinking about often we talk about grief, people think death, you met grief through betrayal and identity loss. How did grief show up for you in these ways that you didn't even expect?
I didn't expect like, you hear the dramatic things like, "And she dropped to her knees." I physically collapsed. I couldn't stand up. I thought I'm like, "I'm gagging, I'm throwing up, I can't stand up, I can't assimilate this." And then I can't get myself to quit crying. I can't sleep at night. I'm laying there, and it's like all these thoughts, and I can't sleep. And then I can't eat, and then I can't like, I would cry and I couldn't stop crying. It was like nothing I had ever experienced before. I've never felt that out of control of my own body and mind.
Can definitely agree. I mean, similar experience just with losing my son and with my own current husband. Me and Teresa were talking about this on our last podcast of us losing a son and struggling to stay married and constantly talking about divorce and things like that. So I definitely experienced a similar reaction of like, what is happening? What's happening?
Yeah, yeah, and how do I get beyond this? Because in regular life, something bad happens and it's like, "Oh, I'm really in a bad mood. I'll feel better tomorrow." Or, "Can I call you later? I'm really upset." Or you have more sense of control, but the thoughts, the place I was re-assimilating 15 years of my life, and that's a lot to re-assimilate.
Yes, that is. And often, if we're thinking about how supporting someone going through this, you don't necessarily want to share those dirty details. Only the
Nope.
inner circle gets that information during that time, during that season.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I can't even get any real support from
Oh.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the lack of understanding. There are
Mm,
so many taboo
great.
topics, and infidelity is one of them because we have this media version that it's this lust and their eyes locked across the room and, oh, it's this beautiful story. It's not. Like, it's caused infidelity is born from pain. People cheat as a way to take care of their own pain. Hurt people hurt people. The people that are involved in cheating, they're wounded too. Like, this is
Exactly.
not a love story. This is not beautiful. And then I had so many people who I thought I could count on say things like, "Well, what did you do wrong?" And, "What are you gonna do differently now?" And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I did nothing wrong. I'm not doing something different, except maybe creating some better boundaries, except
Again,
maybe learning but this is not my fault. I didn't do anything to cause this, and I will take no blame because this was not something that I caused.
no, that's fair, and it's often a struggle, though, to get support during that space. Now, like I said, I've been on both sides of that. So one side, my
Yeah.
first husband, he did all that emotional kind of work. He did all the stalking. He stalked me. That's how he found out I cheated.
Yeah,
But I don't think I touched him for months. I started sleeping on the couch, and I was just like, "Don't act confused like you don't know where this came from."
right.
But my stepping out on him, I do regret not in the fact of, "Ooh, I regret I cheated with this guy," or "I regret this experience." It was more of I regretted lowering my own standards. I should have left if I was that upset. I need to
Mhm.
remove myself. Don't
Yeah.
lower my standards. Now, let me say, my husband knew that I cheated on him. He did not care. He just said, "Stop messing with him. You need to come. We need to work on our marriage or whatever." So, and then me knowing him,
Mhm.
that meant that that was another thing he can hold over my head for our entire marriage. See,
Yeah.
I stayed. I'm the good person. And I was like, "No, I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and remove myself because I was unhappy. Yeah, there were a lot of screaming, there were a lot of yelling. I'm never at home. You know what I'm saying? Me and my cousin would literally sit in Calico's because they were open at 3 in the morning, and we would go there every night because neither one of us could stand to look at our husband. So we would sit there for hours eating hot wings and talking trash. It's just like it's crazy the response you get from others because I did not tell everybody about his emotional cheating. I did not tell everybody about his verbal abuse and eventually physical abuse. I did not tell anybody that. I removed
Right.
myself. This doesn't serve me. I need to go. And my 2-year-old was trying to defend me. He's 2. He's trying to defend me with his father. I said, "It's time to leave now. I can't have him trying to fight my battles at 2," you know?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. And then families judge me. They said, "He's a hardworking man. He pays the bills. You should
Mhm.
be there. You're breaking up the family." I got dumped on for probably 5 years after we got divorced. I swear to God. It
Sure.
only stopped in 5 years because they started to see for themselves.
Mm.
They saw how he showed up for our son, which he didn't because I was doing it all. I was a married single mom. They didn't get it till 5, 6, 7 years later.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you need
Yeah.
support, you can't wait 5, 6, 7 years. You need the support,
Oh,
you need the healing, you need the tools,
yeah.
you need the resources now.
Mhm.
Also, in order to make a decision, because when your brain is hijacked, when your nervous system is hijacked, it's really hard, if not impossible, to make a thoughtful decision from a space of being in grief.
Yeah. So how did you navigate through all that? I mean, I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
So where did you go? Who did you find? Because you just said there weren't people
There
Mhm.
to support. There weren't people that you could share all of that with. Who's who supported you with
Yeah.
that?
I tried. We did have a marriage counselor, I had an individual
Hmm.
counselor. Some
Girl.
moments were good, some moments weren't. We
Yeah.
did an affair recovery retreat, again, some takeaways, some not. We did, like, an intimacy retreat, nah, not really for what we needed to. Like, we just kept reaching out and doing all the things, the books, the podcasts, and what was really weird, and I can only call this divine intervention, because before I found out, I had put together this healing modality, like this healing from life transition modality, and I had gotten a book contract with New World Library.
Mhm.
And one yeah, and
Mhm.
one of the things around that was like, well, who is this book for? Is it just anybody for a life transition? Who is this book for? What does it apply for? And then when this happened, all of a sudden it was like, whoa.
Won't he do it? Won't he do it? I am a believer, and that is how he works, you know?
Huh?
He will
And it was like,
prepare you. He will.
I know who this book is for.
Dang it.
Yeah.
And no better testing
Living
ground
proof of this. Dang it.
yeah, testing ground than me walking myself through this modality, and yes, then reaching out and being like, "Okay, there's a gap here. Okay, well, this was a start, but it needs it over here. Oh,
Mhm.
this didn't quite work here. Okay, let me talk to a therapist about that here. Let me reach out to a coach here. Let me talk." So it enabled me also because as an attorney, I'm analytical. So it
Hmm.
enabled me to get a little bit out of my body, out of the grief, and move into the analytical portion of my brain because well, now I'm creating this. Now I'm doing this. Now, so I was still feeling the pain because I dance and I do somatics and I would allow myself those moments, but that's what would lift me out of that grief. It'd be like, let me analyze what I'm feeling. Let me journal about this. Let me work this process and see what helps and what
Love
doesn't.
that. I love that
Perfect.
for you. I love that
Yeah.
so much. I wish I had been that person, but I wasn't. Imma be honest. When we got married, me and my girlfriend Shannon sit there. I'm 9 months pregnant, mind you. This is a shotgun wedding. My grandmother guilted me at the end. So I'm sitting there with my girlfriend Shannon. I am 9 months pregnant. I had my baby shower and my bridal shower at the same time. I'm mad because everybody went out without me because I'm 9 months pregnant. They're like, "You can't go anywhere." I wanna go to a club, darn it. I was sitting there with my girlfriend Shannon, and I just said, "You getting ready to take one for the team." And she's like, "Yeah." I said, "'Cause, he's not doing everything I think he should be doing. His standards aren't really where I need them to be." But I had this kind of blind faith that this baby he's gonna love this baby as much as I love this baby, and we're gonna work overtime making sure we provide a safe, healthy environment for this baby. That isn't how that went. So at those 4 years, I was just like, "I tried." So, yeah, it's crazy, but I would like to think if he'd have tried a little harder, we probably still would be together because I am a mama, and am gonna do what's best as you are, for my children and for my family, and I would have definitely stayed. But
Yeah. Yeah.
life
Laura, I love that you had the book and that you really were doing the work that as a grief coach that I have clients do
Mhm.
journal. How am I feeling? Like all of those things, that's what you were doing as you were creating this tool for
Yeah.
your
Yeah. And it was nice too because like that, I could do the grief work, but then I could see where is it different from the grief work too. And then
hmm
what are the questions that should be asked?
Nice, nice.
yeah.
Now, I'm
Yeah.
not a journaler. Teresa, are you one? Do you?
I do some journaling and I encourage clients to do journaling. I have clients that write beautiful
Mhm,
pages. I'm more of a journal, a few statements here and there is kind of my journaling. But when
mhm.
I talk to clients, I really just wherever they're at with that. And I still encourage them to do something because we know
Yeah.
how beneficial it is for them. So,
It's
yeah.
so true, it's so true. How long did this journaling and book process take you? Like, was this a year? Was it a few years? You can see the progress?
Yeah. For me, I had a book contract that had a 1-year deadline. So I needed to get it done in a year. Now, that's not to say my own healing was neatly tied up with a bow the way the book was. It was
I
not.
would've been like, "Wow, you go, girl."
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That gave me a lot of progress,
Mhm,
but like with so many things, as you start unpacking, you see how deep things go. And my husband and I initially we separated.
mhm.
And I kept feeling like there was just more to this story. And
Oh.
we did reconcile. We're still together today. We're about to celebrate our 30th anniversary. Yeah. So it did work, but he had severe childhood trauma. I mean,
Mm,
severe.
Mhm.
And it's not that, oh, it's a happy little excuse, but it contributed
could
significantly.
have been.
Yeah. To the decisions that he made, to the choices. And he started doing a lot of work. And as
Mhm.
trauma work takes time. Yeah. So even though we are a little over 7 years out now, there's still things that come up. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like we're doing this every single day and there's life is normal. I'm very whole, but he will have then a childhood memory or a childhood experience, and he still sees his therapist every week, and because we are married, then it will still impact me because he's still unpacking it.
Yeah, 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 and I will join you in that. My husband both of them had severe, trauma in their childhood, so it definitely affects what kind of men they are and how they show up even for themselves. So, I'm so
Probably they're first and foremost how they show up for themselves because that has to be part of the healing, the beginning of the healing
Mhm. True.
before any other healing can happen
Yeah.
for sure.
And I love that you said that because it's true. It's like one of the mistakes that we made early on was we're going to focus on the marriage. It really didn't
Mm,
have anything to do with the marriage. It
right.
had to do with him and his trauma, and it had to do with me and the way I was abandoning myself in service of creating this perfect family. So
Mm,
it was like we each needed to do our own stuff. And then if we can come back together as two healthy, whole, complete people, great, and if we can't, that's great too, because it's really
yeah.
about us. first and
Right,
foremost.
right, your
Yeah.
own journey. I love that you said that, and I do mimic that for my own me and my current husband around the death of our son and stuff. I was just like, I need a therapist, and then we can try to focus on our marriage, though. Everything you said is so true.
Yeah. And you guys have done a lot of work,
Yes,
Lorena.
I bet.
You guys are doing the work.
We are
And
dug in.
what's that?
No, I said we're dug in,
You are.
and
You are. I
I
love
do
that.
tell people, I'm like, "Hey, I went to school for this, and it's still hard for me.
Yeah.
It's hard." Hard
Yeah.
stuff. I'm looking at my yucky parts, or you're looking at your yucky parts. We're both pointing a finger. You need to change.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I love just being in the room with both of you guys because of your strength in fighting for something and really working through difficult things like
Mm,
a lot of grief, all of that, and just fighting for that and really not quitting. I mean, that takes a lot. Like Lena described, like as long as he's working on it and he's trying, I'm doing the same. And so I think that's a big piece of it is if both parties are doing the work to work on themselves to then work on the marriage is huge. And you guys are impressive. I'm just like, oh my gosh, good for you. Because many people would just walk away with it from that and say, I'm not doing anymore. This is humiliating. This is hard. People don't get this. I've been abandoned by not necessarily really you, but
yeah.
everybody. And this would be easier for me to just walk away. And you guys didn't do that. You have fought for what you have. And I love it. I feel honored to know both of you.
I think it is, for me, it would have been super easy to walk away. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
that was the easiest thing I could have done.
And people would understand that and say,
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely. And my family is definitely confused and waiting on a accidental on purpose death. They're all waiting on that.
okay, I'm not waiting for that.
They're confused. They like, "We know her." We're confused.
You're right, though, and that's what makes it harder sometimes too, is people are like, "Oh, so you're staying for the money? You're staying for the
No, that
family?"
was my number
Yeah.
one.
It's like, "No."
Like, I actually care about him. I do. He's not a
Yeah,
monster. Um,
yeah.
and I would gather to say this way of you guys healing together, and asking from each other is probably very new and very different. That didn't come out as well as I wanted it to. But I know for me and my husband, I have probably been the only person to demand that he look at this side of himself. And figure out why you move the way you move, because it impacted our life in a very negative way, and I need you to figure that out.
Mhm.
And I didn't turn away from him either because he made that mistake and did not say you're the most horrible person there is. So what I thought and I still feel he doesn't love himself. So it's confusing to him that I love him with all of these issues and trauma with my husband's a four-time felon. My husband's in AA. All these things. He's like, you couldn't possibly love someone like that.
Mm,
Right, right.
tell my heart.
Know what I'm saying? It's very
Yeah.
hard for them to wrap their mind around that
Yeah.
kind of love. And I imagine maybe for your husband, it might have felt like, "Oh, this is too good to be true," type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's everything. She's gorgeous. She's smart. I don't really deserve this life, so I'm gonna self-sabotage, you know?
Yes. Yeah. And it's funny you said that because he did say things like that. He'd say, I always knew, he's like, I have a temper. I can't figure out things with the kids. I've got a short fuse. He's like, I'm gaining weight. I'm losing my hair. And he's like, I always knew you were going to leave me. I just always knew it.
Yeah, so he planted the seed in himself. This
Yeah.
woman's too
Yeah.
good for me. I really don't deserve this.
Yeah. And it was like,
Even
Mm,
though the language is
what?
different, but that's like once you go down,
hmm.
it's there. And he gets so mad because I'll be like, "You don't love yourself. That's why you're asking me this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and all of that goes back to, like you said, previous trauma, childhood trauma that they did not feel worthy back then. And they were probably told that
Right.
you're not worthy of any of this. You're,
Yeah.
so they just carry that on
Yeah.
until they work on it.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was definitely one of those kids, though. I was me and my husband are both conflict avoiders, because that's how you keep yourself safe. You watch everybody, move where you need to move, and it was my first divorce that I was like, "I'm not doing this anymore. This is exhausting.
Mm, yeah.
This is exhausting.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm gonna speak my truth. If it's wrong, we can talk about it. Maybe I need to correct some areas, but I'm gonna speak my
it's
truth."
not a big deal. Yeah.
How was that for you, Laura? Like, how when did you start that I'm speaking my truth, I'm raising my standards, this
Over time, it's like you start having, and the reason I paused so much, I think, when I was trying to answer that is I used to be that person. I used to be that woman. And slowly over time, you start chipping away at yourself. I'm going to bite my tongue to keep the peace. I'm just, okay, I'm not happy with this new job out of state, but you know what? It pays the bills and we can manage it. And it's just like over time, I started acquiescing. Over time, I'm too exhausted to care. Over time, I became that person. And part of the wake up call from infidelity was the realization that how did this happen? And how do I get back to being that person? And what does that even mean? Because, now I'm in my season. Everything has changed. So you have to start practicing it and reclaiming those pieces. And I liked how you said you say things and then sometimes it's a mistake. That's okay. I'm trying.
mm,
And it's a combination, I think, of the intention and then getting the coaching, the support, the help from other people, reading the books, doing the journaling to help hold you accountable because I'd have the shifts in my head, but then putting that shift into action, that was harder.
yeah, we definitely have to practice a new beginning, practice what we want. I am going yes, yes, yes.
So I want to hear more about, yeah, just if people tell us really what you're doing now.
Mhm,
Yeah, thank you for asking. I'm working mostly with women who are going through the
Hmm.
same thing that I went through.
Sure.
Whether they've just recently found out, or I'm getting
Hmm.
a lot of women who found out like 5 years ago, 3 years ago, and they're like, it's still in my head. I'm still not
Mm,
over it. What's wrong with me? The relationship is over, but I'm not over it.
mhm,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then I'm also working with some couples who are really wanting to explore what this means. I'm not a therapist, but what I can do is I can sit with you and I can help you bring out your truth. I can
mm,
help you step into accountability. I can
mm,
help you as a lawyer. I can teach you how to advocate and how to communicate and how to build that vision both for yourselves and for the relationship as a couple. So I'm really a mentor, coach, guide, leading people through this dark night of the soul because it's such a catalyst. And it doesn't matter what kind of grief or trauma or loss it is. It can
mhm,
be the thing that ruins you, or it can be the thing that really breaks you open for something new.
Mm.
And this was a lot of pain. And I
mm.
want to make sure I eke like every bit of learning and joy out of this pain because otherwise it's just pain. And I'm not down for that.
Love
Mm.
being with a purpose. So for our listeners, what's the first step for them finding their self? What does that look like?
The first step finding themselves is ironically finding your joy, finding those things that light you up. Because, especially as women, it's all the shoulds. I should do the load of laundry. I should do this. I should go work out. I should. What do you love doing? Do you love reading? Do you love walking? Do you love talking with friends? Do you love cooking? For me, I love turning on music and dancing. Okay, how hard is it to turn on music and dance for 2 minutes? Then why am I not doing this like twice a day? Oh, because I don't need that. Oh, because I don't deserve that. Oh, because I'm not worthy of that. Oh, because all these things are more important. It's really bringing your focus back on yourself and your joy and what lights you up in those small moments. Not like I'm going to have a spa day every day for the rest of my life. What can I do every day that nourishes my soul along the way?
I love that you said
Beautiful.
getting back to yourself because I think what people don't often understand is that when you put everything first, when you put everybody first, you are teaching them that you're not worthy, you're not important, you're not special with the low standards. All it
Yes.
does is people steamroll you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So having self-care and me time and just sitting and being with yourself and loving on your own self is beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
Very
the other
true.
day, I have adult children, and my 25-year-old was over, and he was sitting outside, and he said, "Mom, can you bring me a glass of ice water?" And I said, "You know what? I really don't want to right now. I'm enjoying the evening."
And
It's not a big deal, but in the past, I would have gotten up and gotten him the water, and I really didn't want to.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
good for
is
you.
why do we do that as women? You know what I'm saying? We do things that we don't want to or we don't feel like and we I don't do that. Imma say that up front. I've never been that kind of child.
Good
But
for you.
for my poor mama, I came out as a full-grown person. But women do those things, like, you just kinda been and glared or granted, or you white knuckle yourself through instead of just speaking your truth. Like, no, I cannot support that. No.
Yeah. And it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, I just didn't want to. It's like a level of 1 to 10, sure, I could get up, but I just don't want to, so I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Boundaries, boundaries for sure.
Yes, yes, they keep us grounded, they keep us
Yeah,
balanced.
yes, they do. So if people would like to get in touch with you or share some more, how do people get in touch with you? You alluded to a book that's out because you had 1 year to get it out.
Yeah.
Share that as we conclude this episode.
Absolutely. People can get in touch with me by going to betrayalrecoveryguide.com. When they go to betrayalrecoveryguide.com, they can download a quick and easy betrayal recovery guide that will walk you through some of these steps. From there, you can find me on my website or across social media, LoraCheadle.com. My book is available on Amazon. It's called Flaunt. Drop your cover and reveal your smart, sexy, and spiritual self.
Love that. And of course, all of that, if you didn't get your pen and paper out to write all that, it'll be in the show notes. You can find all of it there.
Okay, as we're closing, because Teresa has said we're closing.
Be here all night. What?
Fine, fine. This is so much fun for me, and she knows it. We do this all day. So what message do you want our listeners, especially women navigating grief and loss, to carry with them after hearing your story?
Yeah. The biggest message is that however you are feeling now, it's going to change. And that goes both ways. When you're on a high, it's going to be low, but when you're in a low, it's going to be high. And one of my favorite quotes is the story's not over until
Right.
everything's okay. And it will be okay.
Love it. This has been probably one of the faves. I love to laugh and talk my trash, like I call it, but I really, really enjoy, me and my words. Someone told me about it later. But they are like, "You and your sayings." But, thank you so much, for being here, and thank you just for blessing us with today, and so we are signing off. We'll see you next week on Female Voices, Life and Loss, and I'm Wayna Berry.
And Teresa Reiniger.